The summer game sale is come and gone, but if you didn't get a chance to take advantage of that, fear not, because there's still a whole lot of games to get your hands on the Steam Marketplace. And in this video, we're gonna take a look at some of the best deals available. What's going on, my fellow gamers? It's your boy Dre. Welcome back to the channel. Let's get into the video, but before we do that intro. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy brings together the original 3 games, which I think is arguably the best games in the series. From everyone's favorite marsupials, platforming and puzzle solving adventures with some slightly new features. First off, the trilogy is completely remastered from the ground up, which means there's updated graphics, which looks amazing by the way, remastered music and voice acting, the whole shabazz. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm revisiting something from my childhood, there's always a level of hesitation because you don't want to disappoint yourself or ruin a good memory. Like, I can distinctly remember going back and watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as an adult, and whew, let me tell you, it did not age well, but I'm glad to report this game did not disappoint. While it's a remaster, it still plays and feels like the original, just with a much better aesthetic. Now, when it comes to new features, the 2 most notable are the time trials, which was first introduced in Warp, and the ability to play as Coco throughout the trilogy, who more or less plays the same as Crash. If you're a fan of Crash, whether you grew up playing it or you're sort of new to the franchise, this would be a great addition to your gaming collection. It's currently 50% off, sitting at $20 on Steam, so that's 3 games, $20. Kind of a no-brainer if you ask me. So from one beloved character who's had a spotty history to another character who's had a spotty history, though that's not what we're talking about right now. But oddly enough, we're focusing on another trilogy, and that's Spyro Reignited. I love this game, and I mean really love this game. I get the same kind of feels like when I'm playing Crash. It's a nostalgia for sure, but it's still so amazing that these games are still holding up to this day. Plus my kids like seeing me play it, so it's all but icing on the cake. Now, like Crash, this was also completely overhauled, but still managed to capture the essence of the original games fans grew up loving over the years. The game looks stunning, and I'm especially glad they went back to the original design Spyro had. I'm sorry guys, I thought Skylanders looked like crap, but that was geared towards a younger generation, so what the hell do I know? Now, many of Spyro's new features were more quality of life improvements than anything else. Like for instance, the role that was in later installments was unified across all 3 games. Don't know if I said this before, I'm pretty sure I did, but the game is really pretty. And if you did a side-by-side comparison to the old games to now, the game would look unpolished, bro. This is also a great addition to anyone who's not only a fan of Spyro, but a fan of platforming games in general. This to me was one of the best platformers from the PlayStation era, in my opinion. It's currently 65% off on Steam at $13.99. It just doesn't get any better than that. I won't even pretend like I know this game. I only discovered it while I was making this video, but I do think that it's awesome. You guys are familiar with the developer Frogwares. They made the Sherlock series, which is, I guess you could say, critically acclaimed. It has a bunch of high ratings, let's say that. And it's also on sale if you guys want to go check that out, but that's not a part of this list. So let's talk about The Sinking City. Now let me explain why I think this is awesome. I love Lovecraftian stories, and I love the detective aspects of exploring the world, especially when it's teeming with backstory. I'm a sucker for stuff like that, and this game encompasses both aspects to great fashion, and it's a clear love letter to H.P. Lovecraft. So if you're a fan of the author, you would enjoy this game as well. Let's take a look at the synopsis. In the 1920s, on the east coast of the United States, the half-submerged city of Oakmont is gripped by supernatural forces. You're a private investigator uncovering the truth of what has possessed the city and corrupted the minds of the inhabitants. And yours. Sounds fairly interesting enough, right? There's actually 2 sales going on for this right now. One is with the game by itself for 80% off at $7.99, and then the bundle, which includes 2 DLCs for 70% off. So pick your poison, eh? So if you guys don't remember, Stray is actually on my list of games to check out this month. And while it's not yet available, it drops on July 19th. It's on sale right now at 10% off. So I've already given a synopsis, so I'm going to keep this one brief. Stray is actually a story of a lost pet who's separated from his family in a neon-lit, futuristic, forgotten city. And now you have to explore and figure out a way to escape and find a way to reunite with them. This game has a very interesting premise, and I love the graphics. And I personally believe indie games need a lot more love, and I think this one is actually worth it. And right now is the best time to go get it before it drops. Now, these games weren't on the list, but they're worth the mention. Check them out. Now, I've never played Mafia. It completely flew under my radar back in the day, and I didn't even play the later games. Let me explain why. So I had a roommate who was a super Mafia fan. Like anything gangster related in general, that was his kind of forte. And he played Mafia every damn day. So I feel like that's one of the reasons why I never really got into the game, because I saw it all the time. But that was a while ago, so I think I'm gonna actually give it a shot. Now, I'm very impressed by the graphics of this game. The story is set in 1930s during the Prohibition era, and it definitely gives that look and feel. Now, I'm talking about the definitive edition, but both definitive edition and the trilogy is actually on sale right now. So I guess you could say this slot is for both of them, though I do think the trilogy is a better deal. Both promotion ends the same day though, which is July 21st. I guess you could just pick whichever is the better fit for your situation. So what did you think of this list? Will you be getting anything, or do you already own everything on this list? If so, share your favorite one down below. Also, I recently dropped a video about the games coming out this month. If you haven't already, click this video so you can see what's on the list. Thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Dre, and like always, play on, player. Peace.